Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. And today I'll be reading A Katsuki Extruder by Cousin Elb on Tumblr. So let's get into it. You would love training, always wanted to do your best, and you were always extremely competitive when it came to training, wanting to be the best here in the school. Or just not in the school, even outside of that. You just wanted to be the best, as Katsuki did. And the two of you always wished the best for each other, and had always trained a lot together. So you got used to the style of attacks that Katsuki would use. And Todoroki, since the two of you were often paired up. But today, well, you had been paired up with Araka for training that day. You are very powerful and skilled, so usually you would be paired up with Todoroki or Bakugou. But apparently not on that day. Training had just started after classes. So energy was the least thing present. Everyone was tired and drained after spending a lot of hours just studying in class. So training afterwards felt like an impossibly hard task. You and Araraka had just begun to fight. You fired your quirk at her, trying to corner the girl and take her down quickly so you could go to your room and have a quick little nap. You so badly wanted to rest, but she managed to dodge your attack and activated her quirk on you. And suddenly, you felt your feet left off the ground. You wiggled and squirmed around, trying to get yourself back down, but you just kept on floating higher and higher, unable to get back down. You were too high up to fire your quirk at her. As if she'd activated her quirk, you would plummet to the ground in a painful fall. Unfortunately, you didn't have to use your quirk for her to activate hers. You could see her hands tremble as she tried to keep you up in the air. And suddenly, you felt the invisible force holding you up in the air disappear, and you were slowly falling to the concrete ground. Your body landed with a loud thud as your head hit the ground, knocking you out cold. Katsuki's attention snapped towards you at the loud sound. He saw you laying on the ground unconscious as Uraraka tried to wake you up. He ran towards you, kneeling down next to you and checking your pulse. He yelled at her to get out of his way, and she obeyed, feeling guilty for the damage that she had done. After checking that you had no outer injuries, he saw you start to stir, probably waking up. He pulled you into his arms, chests pressed against each other, his arms under yours, and wrapped around your back, trying to keep you upright. By this time, everyone had gathered around you guys to see the commotion. Your head lolled back as they shook you slightly, trying to wake you up. Baby, baby, are you okay? Can you hear me? Mayan, please. He tried to be calm and collective, instead of letting his anger get the best of him. Everyone around him was shocked at how worried he was, at how affectionate he was being towards you. Mr. Azal instructed him to bring you to the recovery girl, so he did. And after a while of being with the recovery girl, you woke up. Takatsuki sitting on a chair, right next to you. When you woke up, Katsuki went on a round, a loud round, about round face, and how he should have caught you. and how she was being too rough and too stupid, but she didn't want him insulting her, so he told him to stop. But Katsuki didn't. Katsuki was angry and was worried. He could have lost you because of her, and he was letting it all out, talking to poor you, who was just walking up, and suddenly he saw you once in pain, and that, of all things, managed to stop him like nothing else. The throbbing in your head was increasing. The louder Katsuki talked, the more he did, the more your head hurt, like someone took a hammer and was just hammering into it, over and over and over. It hurt. And, even worse, you tried to stand up, only to take a couple of wobbly steps, and then fall right into Katsuki's arms. Instead of wanting to yell at Araka, now Katsuki wanted to yell at you. Because how the hell could he do this? He had hoped that the fall had not affected your mind in any way, because this was just not a sane thing to do. After a horrible fall like that, he carried you back to the dorms gently, and right into his room, so he could keep an eye on you until he was sure that you had gotten better. And meanwhile, he could take care of you. He didn't mind. Takatsuki, taking care of you, someone he loved so much, came to him as easy as breathing. He gently placed you in bed after changing your clothes and giving you the pain meds that were suggested by a recovery girl. He tucked you in, hopping into bed himself, ready to cuddle you. He massaged your head lightly to help ease the pain and help you sleep. He was being extra affectionate because he really had a scare. Not that he would ever admit it, but it was terrifying to him when you were unresponsive. He had half a mind to go to Araka and give her a piece of his mind, but you managed to convince him to stay with you, telling him that right now you needed him more than anything. And afterwards, you fell asleep in his arms, and he made sure that he always had an eye on you whenever you were training later.